Good morning. For those who are watching on YouTube, how are you? Welcome to session 8 of our DÜP Ministries weekly live stream. I am so happy to see you here today, and I so very much appreciate you joining me. Our topic today is manifestation. So we started talking about manifestation last week. Allow embedding and save. But we were talking about it from a perspective of what if you're doing everything right? How could you possibly be blocking your manifestation? And so we went into how control very much affects the way that you manifest. So we got that. Okay. Hello, good morning. If you're watching from my live streaming page on my website, welcome to DÜP session 8. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go live here on all of the rest of our streamings. Good morning, everybody on Instagram. Good morning, everybody watching from Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube. We're live on my streaming page. Hi, Kimmy. There she is. Hey, Ultra. I'm so happy that you're able to join us today. Hey, Matt. How's it going? And just the one thing I forgot to do was load Facebook to make sure that we are, and we are live on Facebook too. Woohoo! All right. Yay. So now we are live all across the board. In that case, let's let in our guests over here. And then we shall begin. Good morning, Jen. I'm going to pin myself so that I can see. All righty. Cool. Hi, Kat. Good morning. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to hit record. All of the things. Goodness gracious. I can't wait until we have a little budget and I can afford to have someone come and do all this stuff for me. That would be so fantastic. Until then, I'm just gonna do everything myself. It's gonna take a few minutes to get us up and rolling. Good morning, Joanna. Welcome to yes, omnipresence, exactly. Not quite omniscience, not quite omnipotence, but definitely omnipresence. Oh, thank you for the love. I so appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, it should be the same link as last time. And the email should have gone out or should be going out right as we speak. So watch your email for the Zoom link. You know what I can do? I can go ahead and pop it. I can pop it in the chat here on Facebook. There's the Zoom link. If you would like to join the live room, feel free to hop in. Right now it's just me and Kat. Kat, did you find the link from last week? Yes, perfect. I got it on Facebook. I don't work over the weekend. So yes, so that's the only reason why you haven't heard back from me about that.
I figured.
Yes.
No, I found the link because I was looking for it in the automated email that goes out, but that just links to DÜP Ministries.
Yes.
It's actually about a week before. It's under Abby Levine, not DÜP Ministries.
Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Your partner is a cinematographer, videographer, photographer. which is awesome. Would he be willing to come to Los Angeles every Sunday to help me with my live stream? Because that would be fantastic. Hey, Joanna, welcome, darling. Welcome. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Today, our topic is manifestation. What is manifestation? So we kind of skipped ahead last week with session 7 when we talked about what might be killing your manifestation, which is, does anybody remember what might be killing your manifestation? And it's control. It's if you are trying to control the way that the outcome is supposed to happen, if you are trying to control aspects, if your grip on how what you're asking for manifests in your life, if your grip on that is too tight, then you could be literally blocking your blessings. So that was last week. If you didn't see last week, it was really fire. So go back and watch last week. It was really, really, really dang good. In the meantime, we're going to kind of backtrack a little bit. We're going to talk about what is manifestation. But before I do that, let me just introduce myself. So, the email finally went out. I just got it in my email. G. Willikers. So, first of all, if you have never seen me speak before, my name is Abby Levine. That's not my legal name. That's my doing business name. And I started as a healer. I have a background. I have a background that has a lot of trauma in it. And so on my journey to heal myself, I started learning a lot of modalities because I was fascinated by how profoundly and completely these healing modalities were healing my trauma and the way that my trauma was showing up in my life. Well, over a few years and several awards later, to validate how good I am, it gave me permission to be my very best self. So after a few years of that, good morning, Kara. I'm so happy that you could join our live stream today. Thank you for joining. After a few years of that, I was shifted over to focus specifically on money mindset. And when I shifted to focus specifically on money mindset, I had already come into contact with my angels. So I am an angel communicator. I have constant open communication with archangels. Yes, like from the Bible, Archangel Michael, Gabriel. I also talk to God, talk to Creator, any beings that are here to support the evolution of Earth. Those are beings that I talk to. So it's kind of fun. And they actually guide everything that I do. So everything that's part of me helping others is divinely led. And so I used to call myself a divine money manifesting coach. Hi, Crystal. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So while I was a divine money manifesting coach, that shift took place about 3 years ago. During that time, I actually held space and created a container within which my clients were able to make, at this point, we're looking at close to $1 billion in the last 3 years. And the thing that is actually really phenomenally magical about that, which is why I teach on manifestation, why I call myself a divine money manifesting coach, is because a lot of them started with less than $5,000. So most of them, even the ones who did start at more than 5,000, a couple of my businesses had already hit the $1 million mark. So it was easier for them to kind of switch back into that mindset once we cleared the blocks out of the way. But then the rest of them were making less than 8,000. So there was major, insane scaling in a very short space of time. which was really super fun. And then I just launched my nonprofit, DÄP Ministries. And part of DÄP Ministries is essentially walking people through the step-by-step system or process called the Divine Evolutionary Path, so that anybody, no matter where you are, no matter where you're starting, can actually access this highly evolved life of ease, flow, and massive abundance. I don't believe, categorically, I don't believe that when we live in flow, we were designed to struggle at all. I believe that when we live in flow, we're actually designed to magnetize whatever it is that we need or want in order to fully support our mission, our safety and security. And so that's part of why DÄP Ministries exists. And I truly believe that everybody deserves to have access to this highly evolving path with that's coupled with major abundance. Does that sound like anyone out there? Does that sound good? Does that sound good to anyone out there? That was the entirety of my sentence. Kat raises her hand. And Joanna had a massive shift after our last session. I love it. Margot says, yes, yes, yes. Joanna says, yes, please. Fantastic. Excellent. For those of you who are present in the Zoom room, yes, Crystal. Oh my God, yes. You know, I love and prefer audience participation. Hi, Jess. Happy Sunday, sweetheart. Good to see you. We're talking about manifestation today, so it seems like you might have tapped into the perfect stream. So DÄP Ministries stands for Divine Evolutionary Path. A part of DÄP Ministries initiatives are education-based. So I'm with my team, we're creating tracks that will appeal to you wherever you are in your life. For example, track 1 is dissolving poverty mindset and building up your wealth and abundance mindset. Track 2 is managing your emotions. So if you feel like your emotions bat you about, like you're on an ocean and you just don't have control, track 2 is going to be for you. Track 3 is behavior mastery, self-mastery. What are all those behaviors that we need in our lives that will create a safe and secure container for us in order to be able to consistently have and keep and manage this highly evolving divine life of our choosing. Hey, good morning, Lindsay. Right, so that's track 3. Track 4 is the cycle breaker track. So it's clearing limiting beliefs. It's healing childhood wounds that tell you that you're not enough, that tell you that you have to prove yourself, that tell you that you need to earn each piece, each tiny little morsel of love that you attract. That was track 4. Track 5, I'm like, wait, where am I? Track 5, living alignment. So track 5 is truly finding your purpose, aligning with wealth within your purpose. And really moving very deeply, ha ha ha, get it, pun, I'm so funny, moving very deeply into living the highest evolution of your existence. And then we have track 6, which is raising whole children, so we can break the cycles that we've been handing down throughout the generation. We have track 7, which is tapping into your healer. And so that's the track where I teach hypnosis, where I teach NLP, where I teach angel communication. For those of you, good morning, thanks for joining. For those of you who really want to tap into your inner healer. And then I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that you stay on mute, please, darlings. And then we're gonna eventually be adding track 8, which is a health track, and track 9, which is a relationship track. But I'm still trying to figure that one out myself. So when I figure out the codes that I'll be teaching them, So we are right. We just launched track 1 last week, dissolving poverty mentality. So what that means is I will be teaching on manifestation, on money, on a mindset, and all of these things. Hello from Romsey, England. Hi, Cherith. How are you? I'm so glad that you could make it today. Jess says, are my previous classes available for replay? Lindsay, you're so cute. We look forward to it. Crystal, thank you. Yes. Hi, Samim. Thank you for joining us. And Jess, yes, the past sessions are available for replay. And there's some very exciting news. I'll go ahead. Can I just announce it right now? Yes. Okay. For those of you who have to hop off before the end of the session today, our monthly donation program is now active. Yay! So if you're watching from the streaming page, just scroll down a little bit and you will see that there's a link there that you can click on that link, and for $5 a month you'll be able to in the future join me live in the Zoom room. You can have the opportunity for being a participant of the live healing, and you will have access to the back end archives of all the sessions, where I'll have them all neatly and nicely organized that you can go back and reference them at any point. So let me go ahead and just share that link. Oh, I'm so glad I left the page open because, wait, did I? Oh yeah, I sure did. Okay. So let me go ahead and share that link right now. I'm going to share it just in the Zoom room if you're here. If you are not in the next evolution, then in order to get on the live weekly Zoom in the future, you will need to be a member, a donating member of DÄP Ministries. Anyway, so there's that. I'll pop it in my bio after the stream. I'll send it out in the email, and it's on the streaming page if you would like to donate. Oh my gosh, the first person to donate will be the first person to donate to DÄP Ministries. So we only just began to be able to take donations yesterday. This is very exciting. I'm so excited. Yay! Okay, anyway, moving forward, I'll talk a little bit more about what DÄP Ministries is and our local initiative, the thing that we're working on right now. At the end of our session, we're going to launch into manifestation now. So that's housekeeping. That is who I am. That is why I am. That is why I am present. That is why DÄP Ministries is streaming live every single Sunday. And that is what I'm going to be teaching for free. Now, when the tracks launch, and we are feverishly trying to put the tracks together, so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But when the tracks launch, even the classes and the tracks are going to be pay what you can. There will be a suggested donation, but if you can't afford the suggested donation, then you'll be able to pay what you can, because I do not want the lack of money to be a barrier to access to the information. So if you're here and you're ready and you want to evolve, then I want you to be able to, whether or not you have tapped into your money flow, because that just is part of the mission. Part of the mission is education. Obviously, we have to run. Obviously, we have these initiatives. We will be taking money and applying for grants. But that doesn't mean I ever want, like I said, money to be a barrier to entry. That doesn't feel aligned for me. Okay. We good? We good? We good? We good? We good? Everybody on the same page? Everybody ready to move into our teachings today? Moving into talking about manifestation. Cool. So, what is manifestation? Yay! Crystal. Crystal, feel free to give us some kind of update about your experience over the last week, since you were our last live participant last week. Okay, so manifestation is very simply the ability to ask for and receive what you want. Easy. Very simple, right? That is all manifestation is. It's the ability to ask for and to receive what it is that you want. Ah, thanks, Jazz. You're so sweet. So it works on a variety of different levels, okay? So manifestation works on a practical 3D scientific level, and it works on an energetic level, and it also works on a spiritual level. There are lots of different levels of manifestation. It doesn't have to be complicated, and some people do definitely overcomplicate it, and then some people oversimplify it. And so if you don't know all of the different aspects of manifestation from a scientific standpoint, from a, oh, yay, Joanna. I wonder if you're our first donation. That would be so exciting. So you need to understand it on all the different perspectives, on all the different levels, so that you can keep it as simple as possible, so that you can keep your humanity from overcomplicating it, but so that you do understand some of the more intricate layers, in order to not think that your efforts are futile. Because that's one of the that's one of the hardest things about manifesting, is that if you think it's not working, you'll just stop trying. Or not only will you stop trying, but you'll literally shut yourself down to be able to receive what it is that you want. We don't want you to do either of those things. We need you to stay open. We need you to be able to trust the timing. And we want you to ask for everything and receive everything that you deserve to have, which is anything that your little heart desires. Okay, so that's what we're going to go into a little bit more today. So we're going to start with the science of it, and just for right now, I will scroll back through. I'll scroll back through the comments and questions in a moment. I just want to be able to deliver the next portion in as focused a way as possible. And I'm so grateful for you for popping your thoughts and your questions in the chat in the Zoom room. But as they come up, just notice that Crystal says that whole last sentence. Yes. Yes. You deserve everything that you want. You're allowed to ask for everything that you want and desire. You're allowed to receive everything that you want. And it is your divine right to have everything and anything that you want. Okay, that is just, this is not me saying, oh, in the fluffiest world of bunnies and hugs, it would be so nice if, you know, we can all have what we want, and oh, what a dreamscape, and it's got lots of, you know, a shiny glow around it because of what we talked about 3 to 4 weeks ago, glamour goals. And but no, when I say that sentence, when I tell you that it is your divine right to have absolutely anything that you want, that is a truth. That is not fluffy. That is not a theory. That is not, oh, I wish, and I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to work really hard and help you make that happen. No, that is a straight up divine truth. It is written into the fabric of existence. Okay, so and you're welcome not to receive that as a truth right now, because like I always say, I highly recommend that you funnel really everything that anyone says through your intuition filters, because when you funnel through your intuition filters, you'll pick up what is resonant for you in this moment, and you can have access to that information to make aligned decisions. AKA, no one knows what's best for you except for your intuition, your highest self, your team, your guides. No one knows what's best for you except you. So don't take anybody's word at face value. Yes. Oh, you're so sweet, Kat. Thank you. Kat says she highly recommends me. If you can find a space in my calendar, then yes. Or programs, all the stuff, all the good stuff. Okay. So starting on a scientific level. So a few weeks ago, we talked about how everything is energy, okay, including our human body. Last week, we even recapped it a little bit more, which is that our human body is constantly making processes, right? We're doing all kinds of kinetic processes. Kinetic simply means processes based in energy. So our cells are, working together. They're turning one type of molecule into a different type of molecule. They're constantly doing processes. They're cleaning, they're creating, they are being cells in our body. So they're doing all of the magical stuff that the body knows how to do. And with every single process, energy is created. Now, because each of our cells is aware, each of our individual cells is aware, but it's also part of a larger conscious being, AKA our bodies, right? This body is a conscious being. It's larger than the cell, but each individual cell works together. The body has its own energetic vibration that is constantly being sent out 24/7. Not woo-woo. This is science. Our energy can be measured on a scan, on a physical scan called a spectrometer. So all of this information is just it's just given. It's all truth-based. So far, so good. Okay, so we're sending out our energy. It's physical. It can be measured on a scan. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it's not happening. This might be your first time hearing about this. Doesn't mean it hasn't been happening since you were born, okay? Since you were created, conceived, not even since you were born. Okay, so energy is going out constantly 24/7. That energy actually moves in a loop. So energy moves outside of us within a magnetic loop, the same as the sun, okay? So energy moves in a magnetic loop and it brings back to us that which the receptors are programmed within the energy, okay? We are meeting the cross point between science and spirituality. So hang with me for a second, because I'm going to go back into science. And then in a minute, when we move over to the spiritual way that manifestation works, we will sew the science into the fabric of that. Okay, cool. So our brain controls everything that we see, everything that we do, everything that we perceive. Our brain controls our facial expressions. Our brain controls our emotions. It controls our trauma. It controls everything that we perceive, okay? So our brain controls all. And that's why, incidentally, the most important thing is to get the brain to believe what you want it to believe. Because as soon as you get the brain to believe what you want, AKA, I deserve, it is my divine right to have access to anything and everything that I choose to, that I want, that I desire in my life. We would love for your brain to agree with that. Can you see why? Does that make sense? Because if your brain believes that you deserve everything that you want, what is it going to do? It's going to align all of your behavior, all of your thoughts, all of your noticings, all of your facial expressions, your intonation, your eye contact, your ability to formulate sentences in a way that makes sense, right? When your brain is aligned with what you want, with what is you believe is your divine right, then everything within your system is going to be focused towards achieving that outcome. Like I said, everything that you see will support, it is my divine right to have everything that I want. All of the stories that you notice and witness will be like more evidence. Oh, look, that person got what is in their divine right to receive just because they wanted it, right? And so you'll see everything. Jennifer, saw your comment, made me giggle. So everything within your perception will align with that which you desire. Your brain will notice stories. You'll find evidence upon evidence upon evidence. Each evidence that you find will reinforce your belief that it is your divine right to be who you are in your most expansive self and be paid for being, not doing, and be paid handsomely for being, not doing. Okay, so with me so far. Cool. And everybody perceives things differently according to what exists within their brain. Jared said, stupid brain won't work with me. And that's the case with most of us, babe. That is the case with most of us, that what we learned before the age of 12 governs 95% of our day. And it says, there's not enough. There's not enough to go around. I don't deserve. I have to prove. Time equals money. All of these erroneous, completely bullshit ideas that we've been fed our entire lives are running what we see and what we do. Yes, Joanna says, just to get the brain to cooperate. And I really love this example of everybody processes things differently, because I love this exercise. Here, I'll show you. It went around the internet a few years ago. And it was so fascinating to me. It was right about the time where I was actually, or unless it recirculated a few years ago, it might not have started. I don't know, I feel like every generation feels like we discovered something that's the same thing. We just keep discovering it every 10 years, right? So did anybody see this meme going around the internet? It's fascinating, right? What color do you see? When you look at that, what color do you see? What color is this shoe? And for those of you who are on Instagram, let me see. Let me just, I'll show you my screen. There. I don't know if that's in focus. So what color is that shoe? Because you're the only ones who don't see what I see. There you go. Hi, it's me again. Okay, so pop it in the chat. I want to know what color you see. Wow, gray and turquoise, gray and teal, oh my gosh, turquoise, fascinating. So, Kara sees pink. Yes, Kara, I see pink too. Oh, you don't? Now I'm sharing my Facebook page with everybody. Cool. Oh, what an adventure. So I see pink and white. I've always seen pink and white. And it's so fascinating to me that people see a different color than pink and white. But I'll show you. I'll show you this thing that I found that was super cool. Some people see gray and teal. Some people see pink and white. Fascinating. And even when I look at the picture on the left, I still see pink and white. It's so bizarre. I see pink and white here on the right, and then I see pink and white here on the left. It's bizarre. So everybody's brain works and processes in a different way. And that is like one of the easiest. Kim, you see pink. Got it. Yeah, and Kat, you can see both. Yeah, that's neat. I posted something on my feed the other day, on my Facebook feed too. It looked like a bunch of to-go containers. And when you look at it, it looks like they're upside down. And then the meme says, now look at this one. You'll see that it's right side up. And when you can see that that one's right side up, you'll see that the rest of them are right side up. And then all of a sudden they are, just because of that suggestion. And it's crazy. And then you're like, whoa. And I couldn't unsee it. Once I saw all the containers right side up, I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't go back to seeing them all upside down again. It was so bizarre. Yeah, so cool. And Crystal says, your daughter saw pink. You saw turquoise. Okay, so this is essentially a very basic exercise to showcase that people process what they see according to their experiences. It's exactly the same as when there's a car accident at a busy intersection, and every single eyewitness has a different account of what happened. And not just like small differences, wild differences. People see different colored cars, different gendered people, different people's different people involved were responsible. Like, it's bizarre the way that our brain can really control the information that comes in through our eyes, through our ears, the stories that happen below our awareness in our unconscious mind, and then are spat back out into our reality with all of this tampering, right? Okay. So, so there's a few different pieces of that that are important when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to how the brain physically tampers with your ability to manifest on a scientific level. Now, we've talked about some of the ways that it can, right? So let's say that there are some limiting beliefs in there. Let's say the baseline one is there's not enough, right? Because that's the limiting belief that has been so perpetuated for the last 20,000 years. There's not enough to go around. So when you have this limiting belief, there's not enough to go around, then the information that you're sending out within your energy, as you're sending out your energy moment by moment, right, 24/7, the information that's there's not enough, is affecting the way that you speak. Why? Because if the brain thinks there's not enough, it affects the way that you communicate, the words that you choose, right? The scarcity that is embedded within that limiting belief will come out in your tone, will come out in your expression, your micro expressions, the expressions that run across your face before you realize that you're making, that you got an expression on your face. Your behavior, like I said, your ability to make eye contact with someone. The difference between whether you close a sale or don't close a sale, like everything, all the tiny little things within the brain that we don't even think about, that we don't even pause to process on a moment by moment basis, because we can't, because life keeps happening all the time, right? Every single moment, life continues to happen. It also controls what you remember. It controls, fascinating. Mara, you see teal and gray. Lindsay sees gray, blue, green. Jess, you see pink. Yeah, craziness. Okay, so it controls your memory. It controls the information that you process and that you don't process, and it controls the opportunities that you notice, okay? So this is how the brain, on a scientific level, works in conjunction with manifestation. Essentially, that's what we're looking for. What we desire is to align everything in the brain with what you consciously want, right? With this teensy 5% in your prefrontal cortex. So scientifically, when you manifest, when you practice manifestation exercises, you are giving your brain permission to notice the things that align with what you're asking for. So you're planting little seeds within your brain matter that's going to begin to align with what you're asking for. In science, it's called reticular activation. Okay, so it's like when you buy a new car. This is the easiest one, super cliche, but it works this way. When you buy a new car, like I just got my Honda CR-V a few months ago. Before that, I'd never seen a Honda CR-V in my life, ever. I'd never seen one. I was like, oh, it's pretty. Never seen it. It must not be common. And then I buy it, and all of a sudden, they're freaking everywhere. I'm driving. I'm like, hey, sis. Hey, bro. There's a cousin. Like, I see them all over the place. That's called reticular activation. It's not that they didn't exist. It's just that my brain found them irrelevant. and just wiped them clean. So when we manifest on a scientific level, what we're doing is we are activating our reticular process so that we can notice things that are in alignment with what it is that we're looking for. Science is cool. Awesome. Okay. Energetically, now we talked a little bit about the energetics of manifestation earlier, but energetically, spiritually, you are a divine being. Because you are a divine being, you deserve everything that you want. Okay, we talked about that. Because you are a divine being, Creator will say yes to every single one of your requests. And that's it. It's as simple as that. What you want, on the other side of that, there's already a yes waiting for you to ask for that thing. There's already the thing that you've been asking for waiting on the other side of the veil for you to be able to receive it, for you to say, okay, yes, please. Or it's a timing thing, or it's a timing unfolding thing, okay? That is a fantastic question, Joanna. You know the answer. How do you switch from lack to abundance? I already know you know the answer to this one. But for our audience, that's a great question. Thank you. Now, the important thing to know about the spirituality behind manifesting, the energetics behind manifesting, is we don't control the timing. I'm going to say it again right now and forever, because it's really important that we start to integrate the fact that since we are not God, since I am not God and you are not God, when we ask for something, we don't control the timing with which it is delivered to us. What does that mean? That means when you manifest something, when you ask for something and you think you're doing everything right, and a month later you still haven't got that thing, and you throw your hands up in the air and go, nothing's working. What that simply means is you haven't released your connection and attachment to the timing aspect of this process of manifestation. There could be some other things going on, right? So we're not going to say it's always timing, because sometimes it's not always timing. But everything that you ask for will be given to you, okay? Because we are divine beings, we're allowed to experience every type of experience. That is one of the 3 reasons we live on this planet, right? Does anybody remember the 3 reasons of existence? Can you remember? The 3 reasons of existence. Reason number 1, why are we here? We are here to grow and evolve. Yes, exactly, Joanna. To experience, yes, and to help others. Yeah, exactly. To help others grow and evolve. Just as sometimes you can manifest instantly, sometimes things take months or years to appear. Absolutely. Sometimes we may have to wait a lifetime. Maybe that request to the universe, I'd like to be a princess in my next life, is going to have to wait, or, you know, for your next life. Or if I'd like to be really well taken care of, I'd like to be rescued and not have to do anything else by myself anymore, and have someone do everything for me. That might have to wait until you're reborn, so that there can be some restructuring and you can be born into a family that fully enables you in all the ways that you want to experience. And guess what? There's no judgment around that. Why? Because experience is one of our purposes for existence. And that doesn't mean that all the experiences are good. Sometimes we have to experience the deepest, darkest aspects of life, of living, of being alive, of being human, in order to experience the height of the delicious, yummy gorgeousness that exists for us on this planet. Yeah, living is a magical thing. Being alive right now is a magical thing, even though there are horrors. Just send a quick thought prayer out to everyone who's under attack. Just sending healing, knowing that everything happens for a reason, and that those of us who wish we could do something and can't, that to integrate that it's not always our place to. Everybody has an assignment. Joanna, that's your request. And Crystal says this is something you've been dealing with since last week. Okay, cool. So what if the thing that you're asking for is not good for you? If the thing that you're asking for is not good for you, it doesn't matter. Simply because you want to have that experience, you will have a yes to experience that experience. Now, if there is something that's really important that you're a part of, that you're meant to be a part of, sometimes they will delay the receiving, they will delay the timing of you receiving that thing for the greater good, right? Because all of it is a large, elaborate wheel of existence that doesn't stop at Earth, right? So we'd love to think we're the center of the universe, but we're simply not. In fact, we're the ones that everybody's like rolling their eyes at, going, oh, humans. Okay, guys, everybody roll up your sleeves. We're going to go help them. So there's that. But sometimes there will be a delay in the timing. Sometimes a creator or your team will say, okay, yes, you can have that. The timing is not good for right now. Sometimes everything is being organized behind the scenes. Sometimes in order to give you the thing that you asked for, mountains have to be literally deconstructed and reconstructed. The fabric of reality might need to be shifted. But that is how divinely your right is to have the thing that you want, is that the fabric of reality will be shifted for you because you are that important. Now, I'm not making this up, promise. That would be nice, right? If I could just make up something in my brain and deliver it as a truth and it happened, I would be God. Since I'm not, I'm just teaching what I am taught, teaching what I am told about how existence happens. So what if the thing that you want conflicts with the thing that someone else is asking for? So let's say, just for kicks, let's say that there's a divorce. One person of the divorce is asking for this thing, and the other person in the divorce is asking for this thing, right? So your desires conflict specifically and directly, okay? Or what if, like, you want this person, but this person is also wanted by this person, and you're both wanting the person. The desires are conflicting. So what will happen is it will be worked out in the best way for everybody. The delivery of the things will overlap in a way that harmonizes all of the requests. So the only thing that you have to do is just hang in there. Hang in there. Focus on what you need to work on, and do your inner work. That's the most important thing. Oh, thanks, Ultra. Appreciate you. Switched over to today's book. Yes, we're over here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that can interfere with manifestation. So some things that can interfere with manifestation are trying to control the outcome, right? It's having some kind of, hey, welcome, thanks for joining. So it's having some kind of belief that you can control the way that what you've asked for is delivered to you, is manifested, the timing of what you've asked for being manifested, the exact steps that should be followed in order for the thing that you want to be manifested to you. Okay, so our whole session last week was about control, specifically when it comes to manifestation. So if you didn't see it, I highly recommend that you watch it, because most Everybody who has seen it so far resonated very deeply with what we talked about last week. Okay, so trying to control the way that the thing you want is manifested will interfere with the process of it being manifested. Essentially, you're holding on so tightly to the thing that you're asking for, you don't have any spiritual or physical hands to be able to receive what it is and more that creator God is trying to actually bring to you. So they're like, here we have it. You just have to like, take it. Like, it's here. Take it. Have it. Like, grab it. Put this thing down. And we had a beautiful metaphor for that. So definitely watch last week's if you didn't see it. Limiting beliefs will interfere with your process of manifestation. Why? Because limiting beliefs control the transmitters that are sent out in the energy that is being radiated off you. You know, as you manifest, that energy loop that's being sent out to like grab and then bring back, that energy loop is being fully controlled by your, no, not fully, 95% controlled by your limiting beliefs. So if the limiting beliefs that exist within your unconscious mind are about lack, are about poverty, are about there's not enough, then it's going to tamper with your ability to manifest. Why? Because the things that you're trying to manifest are not even going out in the radio waves. The limiting beliefs are cleaning them off the energy signatures and imprinting them with what it actually believes that you should be manifesting, which is more lack. So you have to clear the limiting beliefs. The easiest, most effective way to clear a limiting belief is with a limiting belief clearing, which is timeline therapy. That is a neurolinguistic programming process. It is the most effective way by far to clear a limiting belief. And then the other thing is timing. So then it's a patience thing, right? Then it's I want to control the timing, but I realize I can't, so I let go. Okay. And then the last thing that tampers with your ability to manifest is directly correlating to your ability to receive. How good at you? Oh boy, more coffee. Stat. How good at receiving are you? When someone gives you something that you don't feel like you've earned, how well can you take that thing? And I got to tell you, I want to ask you to be really honest with yourself, because I have encountered a ton of people who very sweetly go, oh, I'm really good at receiving. And then I try to give them something and they don't take it, or they redirect it, or they send it right back to me. So it doesn't even land on them, especially like things like compliments, or just something that you feel like you haven't earned. I know so many people who really believe that they don't want to be indebted to somebody energetically. So if someone gives them something, they can't just receive it and say thank you. They have to give them something back in order to feel deserving of this thing, right? So over the next few weeks, as we talk more, yes, Terry, hi Terry, I didn't know you were here. As we Jared, that's you. Ultra preach, yes, totally. Oh, your mind was trying to play tricks with you after the trail, like it's not real. Yes, you imagined it. It's going to get taken away, right? Oh, let me make sure that this is not going to get immediately taken away, right? I won't be discovered. Cool. So over our next few weeks together, we're going to be diving into all of these areas, okay? That's the point. That's the purpose of teaching the philosophy behind dissolving money mindset and reconstructing a mindset that is wealth focused and aligned. There are also classes that correlate that you can take based on a pay what you can level to do the actual work. So this is theory. You might be sitting there going, this is great. Oh, I needed this reminder. Oh, that gave me a few aha moments about my week last week. And that's exactly the purpose. That's what this live stream is for, just to keep being a mirror for you on your path of evolution. But maybe you're not ready to take the next step. Maybe you're not ready to do the work, and there's no shame about that. But if you are ready to do the work, there are classes that you can do that we're feverishly putting together. There's a few that I already have out. Why Am I Always Broke? From Zero to Cash Flow. I also have Get Cash Quick, or I Need Cash Quick, which is how to manifest large amounts of money in a short space of time. And the first few classes of each track will be free, and then the donations will kick in after the first 2 to 3 classes, FYI. So the reason why I'm not giving you the solutions today is because the solutions can't be done in one day. But I want you to know what's available so that you can strap in for the process. Okay? So you can strap in, you can hang on. Hey, Katie. Welcome, love, so that you know what's happening. Hi, Blake and Bentley too. Hi, guys. Good to see you. You never got the email with the I Need Cash Quick track yet? Because we don't have it. we just have a checkout page for it. So I'll post it somewhere. As soon as I set it up, because I have to redirect everything to the nonprofit bank account. And while we do that, we are putting all the systems together. There's a lot going on back here that you're not seeing, and that's totally fine. But today, I want to give you a mantra that you can say to at least begin to open up your awareness and receive some of those things that you're really wanting to manifest. Your mantra is, you ready? Write this down. Lindsay says, yes, being taken away, you relate. You notice it's a split between when someone offers something and you say yes. It's a how dare her say yes, I didn't mean it, or excitement that they can give. Oh, really? That's fascinating that you're noticing that. How fascinating is that? Okay, so here's your mantra. I just wanted to give you some time to grab a pen. Got one? I am willing to see how I am blocking my ability to manifest. I am willing to see how I am blocking my ability to manifest. Are you going to notice points of control where you are trying to control the outcome? Are you going to notice limiting thoughts that come in your mouth? I can't do that. People won't pay me that. I'm not worth that. That job doesn't exist. I can't make that much money being me, etc., etc. Will you notice the limiting beliefs? Will you notice your impatience with the timing? Or will you notice your lack of ability to receive? So that's what I want you to think about and to notice over this next week. I am willing to see how I am blocking my ability to manifest. Because seeing it, being conscious of it, like coming out of denial, is one of the first and most powerful steps that we need to take in order to move into our ability to manifest that which we want and desire and fucking deserve. Makes sense? Good. Now we're going to do our little quick few minutes meditation that I like to do just to quiet the mind, just to integrate and give the unconscious mind space to process some of the things that we've been talking about today, to receive them, to integrate a couple of them if possible. And while we do the meditation. If you are open or willing to be our live healing participant today, please raise your hand. We pick our live healing participants from the Zoom call. If you don't know how to raise your hand, you just go down to reactions, click on reactions, and raise your hand. Perfect. And just so you know, there's nobody, it's not a favoritism process. Creator chooses, our teams, the divine chooses who is going to be our healer for today. Okay. So for everybody who's not driving, please go ahead and close your eyes. Take some nice deep breaths. And just allow your body to come to settle. If you know how to open your heart center, open it now. Just open it up like a door. I can feel that. That is so yummy and beautiful. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything that's heavy that's sitting on top of your heart center, just go ahead and breathe it through. Let's create some space for you, just breathing that heaviness up and out of your mouth. Any thoughts that want to deviate your attention away from the sound of my voice or from your stillness within, just acknowledge them and let them kind of drift away like clouds. And I want you to imagine yourself sitting at a desk or a countertop or in a field on the ground, absorbing all of those yummy micronutrients from the planet, from the sun. So wherever it feels good for you to sit and write in your mind, do so. Do so right there. And we're going to write a letter to your divine team. Yes, everybody has one. Yes, everybody has angels. Yes, everybody has spirit guides. You also have a council of much higher beings that feel godlike, that are tracking your progress, that are holding space for you. Everybody's got tons of support in the spirit world. Okay, so we're writing a letter to them. Dear team, please bring me, because when you ask for things from the universe, we want to be polite. Please bring me, and then go ahead and list all the things that you would like to receive this month, this year, in the next 5 or 10 years. Just go ahead and write them down on this piece of paper. And then sign your name. No, I can hear someone asking, are there a limit of things that you can ask for? No, there is no limit. There is no set of things that you could ask for that would switch over into being greedy. So ask for whatever it is that you would like. And then sign your name. Good. Imagine the letter folding up, putting in an envelope, and then boom, getting picked up and whisked away up into the spirit world, across the veil. And imagine your divine team reading it, giggling amongst themselves, rolling their eyes at it and saying, "Ugh, is that all? Yes, yes, stamp of approval." Good, they send your letter back to you with the stamp of approval. And it comes with 2 caveats. 3. Thank you. They corrected me. Comes with 3 caveats. 1, we will show you how to get that thing by teaching you and showing you the next steps via your intuition. You have to ask about what the next steps are. Do you agree? Yes, good. Do you agree to follow intuition? That's essentially the caveat. Good. Second caveat, you have to receive what we're bringing you. Do you agree? Good. And the third caveat is you have to release control. You're not going to be able to force it. You're not going to be able to make it happen. You have to chill down. Do you agree? Ha! You'll try. Good. I like it. Good, good, good. So if you agree to those caveats, send a yes, yes, yes back to your team. Yes, 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 please. And thank you. And then imagine your hands releasing the outcome of that. And next week, we're going to talk about trust, which is how do you trust that that thing is going to actually happen? And how do you trust the timing of that? Coming back to the body, back to the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake and alert. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Are you back? You back? I can see your face. I can see your face. Good. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, cool. So now we're going to, yay, you're so welcome. Joanna says it was beautiful. We're going to move into our portion of doing the live online healing. But before we do that, I'm scrolling up to see what I missed. Cool. So Crystal says, so Crystal was our healing volunteer, a life healing volunteer for last week. Crystal says, oh my goodness, yes. She used the pesky emotions. She watched the video. What do I do with these pesky emotions? And it's helped her beyond measure. Bye, Katie. Enjoy your Sunday, sweetheart. Bye, everybody else with Katie that was watching. You weren't expecting such an emotional dump afterwards. You'll wipe something up that fast. You'll write something up. Oh, you're not sure what fetishist is there. Oh, Joanna. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, wait, we're not done yet. Stick around. Don't leave. We've got 24 more minutes. Stay with me. We're still doing the live online healing. I'm just reading through some of the comments that I've missed. Margot says, what if you immediately notice internal reactions to these ideas and truths that feel challenging in a way that you don't know how to get past them? For the moment, Margot, that was such a great question. For the moment, you just notice them. Because that's what we're going to be doing with our time together is what do you do about some of these things? We're going to be talking through them over the next few weeks. Not just to get the brain to cooperate. Excellent. And then Joanna says, but it's crazy, even though we naturally see things differently growing up, we're taught that we have to fit in and see things one way. Otherwise, we're not good enough or we're broken. And how do we switch from lack to abundance? We have to clear those limiting beliefs and we have to do the work. And that's how. And the work begins here by just showing up every week. The work begins here, learning about these philosophies, and then taking some of these classes. So if you have never done any of my classes, any of the free ones, I'll post the first class, which is Why Am I Always Broke? That one is free. I'll post it in the thing, in the thing. Yay! Yay! What is the thing? Oh my gosh! In my bio, in the comments. Oh goodness gracious! Oh boy. Okay, cool. So universe says, Eeny, meeny, miny, Kara. Kara, hi. You are our live healing participant today. Thank you so much for volunteering. Thank you everyone for volunteering. Please, there's going to be new people each week, and the universe will choose you in right timing. Okay, so don't you worry about that. So we're going to pin Kara here so I can see you. Cool. Okay. Miss Kara, I'm not sure if you have caught any of the last live online healings. Are you familiar with what oh, so it's just a new exciting thing for you today. Okay.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to tell me something that's going on with you that is frustrating. It doesn't have to be around money. It can be whatever feels like it's blocking you right now. It can be what's taking up the majority of your attention. And just bearing in mind that not only is this going into the DÄP Ministries archives, that we are live all across the world right now. So I invite you to share as much as you feel comfortable sharing, and I thank you for that. However, you do not need to share more than you feel comfortable sharing.
Mm-hmm. I am working through or realizing that I have a lot of religious trauma that affects all of life. And as I am finding freedom from that and realizing how much it's affected every layer, there's a lot. I think the place that I feel most stuck is sort of creating structure for myself within the healing process and being able to not be all consumed by dealing with just the trauma. And so that I have 3 children, 2 of whom are autistic, and I have a husband that is an Aspie, and I have also, because of the religious trauma, like I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, but really not what I want to be and want to do. Like there are things that I want to create and do, but yeah, I feel stuck in moving forward with like all aspects of life at the same time, and knowing how to prioritize and invite in that abundance. There's been definitely releasing like those old tapes, and I remember like what's the word, like vowing that I would never have a large house because it was, selfish or things like that.
As a poverty type of thing.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And it's still, it is triggering for me to hear still like things about like, we all can have what we want and need, because I think of the Uyghur people in China who are being like exterminated basically by the Chinese. And I feel like it's easy. Like the thing that comes up in me is like that white privilege. I was born here. I was, anyway. So
there are a lot of reasons that tell you that you shouldn't have, essentially. That's what I'm hearing. Many of them based in religion, but some of them maybe not necessarily. Like white privilege, I don't believe is necessarily based in religion, but it absolutely can 100% affect your ability to receive, right? Which is, other people have less because of the color of their skin, the country that they're born in, like their religious beliefs. And how the fuck can that be? And since I don't condone that system, if I take more, then I'm covertly condoning that is okay.
Yeah, I think there's like, I do get, it's exciting to think like I'm the person that should have more because I will be generous with it, like, and So it's exciting to
Ding, ding,
realize
ding,
that,
ding.
yes, the more that we have, the more good we can do in many, in so many ways. But yeah, there's stuff that
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this is going to be part of your homework. Do you have something to write this down on?
I do. Let me get my journal instead of my.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to stop brainstorming all of those things that you just said. I am not allowed to have, or I'm not allowed to have more than I have right now, or I'm not allowed to have more than others, whichever one is strongest, and or if they're equal, then you stop the sentence with all three of those. Okay. So I'm not allowed to have more because, and I want you to stop isolating and bringing to the forefront of your consciousness everything that's standing in the way of that. Why? Because we're going to reticularly activate you within that. So once you become consciously aware of it, good morning, Marvin. I hope your live stream went well. Once you become aware of it, now you're going to start to notice more and more ways that these things are standing in your way. And you're going to become powerful, empowered to do something about the conversation that's happening. The conversation says, I'm not allowed to have more because there are people in this world that have less, and that's not right. And then you can start to actually be a participant, an active participant in that conversation. Do you see what I mean? Like you can actually have a conversation with that voice and say to that voice, well, that makes sense, but if I have more, I can send it to them. If I have more, I can teach them how to have more also. If I have more, I can actually do something about it, right? You can start to have some of these conscious conversations. It doesn't mean that it's going to create the shift that you need within your unconscious mind. What it does mean, though, is that you are acknowledging and taking back your power to do something about your life. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. Now, do you mind if we dig into the first thing that came out of your mouth was the religious trauma? How do you see? Yes, Tara, they deserve to have more, exactly the same as you. Exactly. Nailed it. How do you see your religious trauma interfering with this process of manifesting or of having more, of having the life that you want?
I think because there are so many subconscious tapes that still exist, and just recognizing that from a very, very, very young age, I was completely disembodied. And so I've been fine all my life. So I'm waking up to emotions and noticing my body, noticing where they manifest in my body and whatnot. But it's I think it's easy to get trapped in, God, I'm 46 years old and why am I just figuring things out? Like what have I done with my life? It's been and feeling a lot of guilt and shame about just the waste. And then it gets in the way because right now, my family of origin, basically, my brothers have cut us off completely. And my parents, I have communication with my mom, but my dad basically, wrote me a letter telling me that I'm selfish, that I'm controlled by the devil, that I'm destroying my children, that I'm, things like this, but in a way that was cloaked in love and scripture, and say, but we love you. But basically, you need to come crawling back on your hands and knees and come pretend again, and then we'll let you in. So it's very like, there's part of me that's like, I need to respond, but I can't right now. I can't respond for my own safety. Like I need to.
You can't respond, yikes. You can't respond for your safety, and you can't respond because any attempt to respond at this point is only feeding the darkness that's creating the cycle in the first place. It's not actually going to, it's not going to create any kind of shifting within their awareness, because sounds as if they have some attachments right now, and it sounds as if their goal, please tell me if I'm off. That's to you, but that's to my team too. It sounds as if their goal is to deviate you from stepping into your power and rising in your light and doing what you're supposed to. Wow. Ultra's going through the same thing. Shantaya can relate to that. Crystal Crystal's sending love. Cherith can relate. Okay. So you're really well held in this space. Lots of people can relate to what you're going through. I'm going to throw something out there that I'm going to perceive based on just not how you're presenting yourself, Kara, but based on what I know that you're going through below how you're presenting yourself. And I'm going to guess that you're probably in survival mode at this point, this juncture. There's a little bit of a like, okay, fuck. This is so fucking intense. I just have to figure out how to get through it. Mm-hmm. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay, so there's a few steps that you can do to move you out of survival and move you back into connection with your intuition, because can we do that today? No, we have something more important to do today. As you move back into connection with your intuition, you'll be able to divine the next steps for you that will get you out of this feeling stuck space. Does that make sense? But the survival mode, and you have, okay, yeah, I can relate to that. I can relate really deeply because you're real good at survival. You actually function really well. Like your brain's on fire, your cells are on fire, like you do survival. It's when things move out of survival that you're going to be a little bit like, huh? How do I relate to the world? Because you've been doing it over and over again since a child. I can feel it. Am I right?
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like I have been coming out of survival. Like this summer, there was conflict with my family, and then that really ended up in this letter and whatnot. And I feel like, their response, it was like before at least I had the illusion of their love and support. And after this summer, it was like, oh yeah. What I feared to be true was actually true. And it was sort of, I was finally able to give myself permission to not care what they thought. I mean, I still care, but not to
control.
Say, no, I have to do whatever I have to do for me and my family, and they don't get to have a voice. To
essentially let it control you, essentially let it manipulate the way that you behave. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's so devastating to go through this. And, we just hold you in so much love because that's your family. They're the people who are supposed to be there for you no matter what. Like, they're the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally. Like, they're the only people who are supposed to, according to our psychology. And when they don't, it is incredibly rejecting. And so, just wanting to honor and witness your strength within this, to stay committed to holding yourself. Mm-hmm. Holding yourself in this space. And Shira says after she left religion, she doesn't talk to anyone in her family, very toxic and controlling. Wow, she can relate so deeply to what you're going through. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so there's several different steps that we're going to do, and I am not being told what those are. So, ready? And Shantai relates to that too. Oh, so hard. So hard and so futile, so fucking pointless. Don't even get me started on the futility of religious conflict. Oh, okay, here we go. So just beginning by taking some nice, deep, cleansing breaths. We're going to ask you to open up your heart center. And all of that heaviness that's sitting on top, I'm just going to ask you to breathe that through you, Kara. Just breathe it through. Into your lungs, up and out of your mouth. Into your lungs, up and out of your mouth. Got it. Okay. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because I want to see if your unconscious mind is going to play ball with us today, even though we haven't done a lot of priming for it. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Who are you most angry at?
Myself.
Yeah. So, okay. Good. Thank you. Beautiful. That feels spot on. Good. Now I want you to, I'm going to count you from 5 down to 0, and at 0, I want you to find yourself in a room. It's a secure room, so no one is allowed in there unless you specifically invite them. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And for those of you who are still watching and wondering what we're about to do, I essentially asked Kara's team to tell me what was the biggest thing that's blocking her right now. And the biggest thing that they told me that is blocking her was anger. And that's why they had me ask her where the anger, whom the anger is directed at. And we found out that it was directed towards herself. So we're going to shift that today. Okay, Miss Kara, beautiful. When you're in that room, nod your head for me. Good. Would you like to have the support of a member of your team of light in the room with you while you do this process?
Yes.
Beautiful. Invite and allow any member from your team of light to come into the room. And when you feel as if they're here, nod your head for me. Beautiful. They're just going to hold space. They're not going to be actively involved in this process. Now, I would like to invite you to bring into the room the version of you that you are most angry at. And when she is here, nod your head for me. Good. How do you feel with her in the room? How does she show up?
Frightened.
Yeah. Yeah. Which aspect of you? Does she have a particular age?
Yeah, she's probably about 23, 24.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I want you to tell her why you're so angry at her. Just tell her. Just
Out loud or?
Nope, just quietly. Yeah, just quietly. And you can say as much as you need to, but because this is in your imagination, it can come out a little bit faster. Yeah. Feel it, don't suppress it. Feel it, feel it. Now open your heart to her and really unleash. Let all of that rage that you've been moderating come out. The disappointment. That's it. The shame, the regret, the guilt. That's it. Beautiful. Doing so good. When you feel complete with that, nod your head for me. When you have nothing left to say, good. And now you become that version of you. And you say what that version of you has to say. Back to yourself. Good. And you let her have a voice, and you let her be heard. And when she feels complete, nod your head for me. Beautiful. Now switch back to yourself. What do you want to say to her? And you can share it out loud or you can say it quietly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so sorry that you were left alone and didn't have the support you needed.
Beautiful. And then switch back to yourself. Receive that. Receive that. Say thank you. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for acknowledging me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing. Switch back to yourself. Allow yourselves some kind of connection. Now, it could be a willingness for you to be more patient with her and for her to stop avoiding responsibility. It could be a hug. It could be a reconnection. You could tell her, hey, you know what? I've got you. Maybe I abandoned you a lot, but I've got you now. Now that I've heard you and I know that you're there, you won't be alone. I'll be here. I have got your back. Now try to be as patient with you as possible. And when that feels like it comes to stillness, nod your head for me. Doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be resolved, but at least it's peaceful. Good. Beautiful. Locking that into place. Giving your unconscious mind to forgive yourself more and more and more for your past behaviors, to acknowledge all the places that you're angry at yourself and angry at others, and give you permission to start to release that so you can create some space within your unconscious mind. Whew, coming back to the body, back to the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake and alert. Hi. How are you feeling?
Yeah, grateful.
Do you care to share more about that?
I think empowered as well, just feeling and compassion, like my younger self didn't know what I know now, didn't have the support system to evolve the way she needed to. And yeah, just hopeful that or grateful that I do now, so we can do that together.
Move
We can
forward.
evolve together.
Yay! Result.
Yeah.
Oh, that you don't have to sit in that cycle of self-punishment anymore, where you're angry at her and she's like, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And then you're more angry at her and she's like, but I don't know. You know, and you just go round and round and round. And how fascinating that all of this stuff is happening in your unconscious mind, so you're not even aware of it. Isn't it fascinating? Yeah, so awesome. Thank you so much for volunteering to be part of this process. So appreciate you. Yeah, that was beautiful to witness you just moving it with from extreme frustration at your age and your waste of time and all of those narratives that play, moving all the way into just being ready to take a step forward from here. And just seeing that it happened in like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, really, these processes are fucking insanity. Kat says, that was beautiful. It brought awareness to her own loop she didn't realize was there. Thank you so much for letting us hold space for you. And then in return, you held space for us to be a mirror for something that someone might not have realized was going on below their level of awareness. So thank you so much for that. Your next step is to continue to find your limiting beliefs and then just continue to allow some of this anger at past events to vent through. I do recommend watching What Do I Do with These Pesky Emotions? So I'll post it, and then you can watch it and just let more of these emotions come out. And once we start venting all of these heavy emotions, it actually gives us more room in our brain to tap into our creativity and our intuition, right? We actually have empowerment. We're back in the position of being able to control what happens to us. We'll control what we do within our lives. So good, so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love, love, love. So great, right? So powerful. Okay, so that concludes DÄP Ministries for today. I've got a few final thoughts. So excited to announce that we can now take donations. Yay! We had our first board meeting on Tuesday. For those of you who don't know what we're doing, DÄP Ministries, my first project for my nonprofit is to create transitional housing for aging out foster children. In Santa Clarita, we have about 1,800 homeless kids. Some of them are in foster, some of them are not. But there is about an 80% rate of inmates in prison having gone through the foster system. And that's because most of them end up homeless after they age out of foster care. So I am filling the niche. I'm creating transitional housing because they're adults. So they need to learn how to be adults, but they don't have any kind of support mechanism or family to be able to show them how to become responsible, contributing adults within society. So DÄP Ministries is launching a transitional home here in Santa Clarita. So exciting. It's going to be for 6 young women aged 18 to 24. And we have our first fundraising budget. It is $103,000. So when we raise $103,000, then we can open our first transitional home. So we're going to keep you updated. We have a tentative date for our first launch. And if you're not local, we'll give you ways that you can be involved with the launch. It's so exciting. And it begins today. It begins if you sign up for DÄP Ministries monthly $5 contribution. just a donation. Then you will have ability to join me live on Zoom from March forward. And that means that you can volunteer to be one of our live online healers. Your questions will be answered first, and you will have access to the DÄP Ministries archives within a membership portal, which means that you can watch all of the past DÄP Ministry live streams very easily just by going through them. So very excited. And that also would love to invite you. If you know businesses who you think would be in alignment with our mission, we're absolutely going to go after corporate sponsorship. If you know of grant programs, please connect me with people, or even just send me links to grants that you have found. If you would like, if you own a business and you would like to be included, definitely let me know. We're going to have a giving tree. So we're going to have a digital giving tree and a permanent giving tree, an in-person giving tree. We can just choose a leave off the tree, and maybe it's buy lunch for Michaela this month, or maybe it's pay for Jessica's new work clothes, or things like that, that you can really feel like you're involved in the process. And a leaf on the giving tree is absolutely going to be pay for the whole thing if that is within your means. So I am absolutely shameless in asking for for support, because it's for a good cause, man. We're getting these kids off the street. We're going to teach them how to not only be contributing successful adults within society, we're going to be teaching them how to be leaders of their generation, how to take their traumas and heal, and then teach from that space. It's so exciting. Crystal says, Kara, thank you for sharing. She resonates so much with what I'm saying. Definitely recommend watching the video. Oh, and then she says, before we end, so many emotions this week since she's been healing. She's been super thankful for the healing. She's listened to it almost nightly, but being able to see that it's emotions, not facts or threats, was huge. You feel like you were hit by a train. However, it's the best feeling in the world. You wish you could think of words right now, but words are falling short on feelings anyway. It's been amazing. Not easy. You're still working on everything, but the catalyst of you being able to receive what you've already requested. Yay! What a beautiful share and testimonial for being one of our live online healings. Thank you. Kara, before KITS, you worked at a treatment coordinator at Washington State's maximum security boys prison. So this need and these dear youth are always on your heart and mind. That's gorgeous. Where will I be posting what to do with these pesky emotions? Kat, I will be posting it on the content portion on my Facebook page above the live video of this stream. That's the easiest place for me to post it. I think it's in my Instagram bio, but it might not be. I can't remember. But yeah, I'll make it available for you. Thank you. Oh, let me post the link again for if you want to donate, if you want to become a member of DÄP Ministries. For $5, I'll post it on Facebook, I'll post it in the chat, and I'll also pop it in my bio. Thank you for joining me this week. I so appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you next week, where we start talking about the trust portion of manifestation. Have an amazing week. So much love to you, sending you all the energetic support that you need in order to magnetize what it is that you want to you. Love, love, love. Bye. Thank you.